The career that I chose to do a profile on was that of family support worker. Family support workers can work in an array of settings and organizations, some of which would include family services agencies, foster care and adoptive services, and child protection services. Um, in this position, you're at the front line. Family support workers deal directly with families that are often in difficult situations and need support and help. Um, I'm just going to look at my paper here. I did find one sample organization that is located in Ogden, and it's called the Prevent Child Abuse Utah. And so I took a lot of my information from that, as well as other online sources that gave more general information. I don't personally know anybody working in this career, but I did find the information that I needed. Working environments would vary across organizations, um, as you could understand, but something that I felt would be common to all, if you had a full-time position, it would certainly be full-time. I certainly got the sense that the workload could be very heavy, and could be dealing with quite stressful situations, people who need a lot of support and help and are in difficult circumstances. You definitely would need to be flexible, as you may have to be on call and may have to work weekends. And that was what I felt was probably the biggest stressor with this job. Um, Working with individuals who are at risk or in very difficult circumstances, I felt it could be very physically and emotionally draining. Um, and there's no question but you would experience a lot of negative stress. A person in this position would need to be able to remain calm and positive when working with difficult and sometimes in disturbing situations. Some of the typical benefits that I found: if you got a full-time position, there are benefits available. The example that I found from Prevent Child Abuse Utah, they offered medical and dental insurance, simple IRA, and they included vacation, holiday, and sick pay, as well as mileage reimbursement. Which reminds me, one of the things you would need to do with the tasks involved in this job would be visiting with families and individuals in their homes. So you would need to travel, you'd need your own transportation. Um, uh, Back to the benefits, if you have a part-time position, from what I could see, it's very unlikely that you would get the benefits that you do in a full-time position. You possibly would get your mileage reimbursement though. So some of the common tasks, obviously the tasks will vary from organization to organization, but some of the key tasks that I think would just work throughout any organization would be: one, doing your visits to your families and individuals. And when you would make your visits, you'd be there to evaluate situations and evaluate needs. You'll assess how what's needed, what the situation is. You'll be looking to see, are there any what are the potential problems? Is anybody at risk? And you will need to evaluate and make decisions as to the course of action that you would need to take, and what help that they need, how you would possibly be able to support them. One of the ways you could support them would be with the second task, which would be client education. With client education, that could again be an array of things. To name but a few, it could be parenting skills or child development education or teaching abuse prevention. It job skills, it can just vary an awful lot what you could be able to provide education and instruction and help. The third thing would be that you're there to offer support. and information. It would be really important to be knowledgeable about the resources that are available to families and individuals that could be helpful in their particular situation or circumstances. And you would do all you could to help them access those benefits by helping with referrals and helping them to actually take the steps to get in touch with the different agencies or helpers and get what they need and what will benefit them and their family. The fourth thing that I had was that you would also need to consult with other professionals in the field. So, depending where you're working, it could be with other foster care workers, school personnel, or clinical social workers, etc. I also felt that kind of clerical skills is really helpful. You'd need to be good at documenting the family visits and recording accurately the details of that, and keeping case files up to date. It's I've already said it's important to be knowledgeable about the resources available that could be helpful. But apart from this, I think it's vital to be a good listener. You need to be a good listener and a good communicator. You need to be respectful of your clients, and you need to demonstrate a caring attitude. It's a very demanding job, and you need someone with these kind of skills if they're going to be able to connect and build a rapport with the clients, which will help them accept the help that's been offered and make good choices that will benefit their future. The educational requirements for this position or positions like this would generally be a bachelor's degree, the minimum, and a bachelor's degree in social work, education, or related field, which I feel that marriage and family studies would be. I also found that if you happen to be bilingual and you can use, let's say you spoke Spanish and English, and you could use that in the work setting, that would be a huge asset to have. And I found that people who have that ability and are bilingual are generally at the higher end of the pay scale. Now, the range of salary that I found online ranges from $25,000 to $41,000. So, the average pay in the United States would be $30,000, about that. Something I found interesting was that I discovered that 20 years is about the amount of time that most individuals would spend in this particular career, and they would move on to other positions. That's my profile. Thanks for watching. Bye.